Hey y'all, this is my official YouTube channel doing DIYs, and today is the first video, turquoise ash, and I'm doing Dollar Tree, Farmhouse. Here's some of the looks or the things. So first I picked up these two candle holders from Dollar Tree and two vases. And I'm just going to paint them white. I found that these apple barrel ones are a lot cheaper than the Waverly, and they basically do the same thing. They're matte, so they dry down like a chalk paint. So I just painted these all white. I was going for a cast iron look, like they were painted white and then the cast iron showing through. So that's the look that I'm going for. I just painted those white with the sponge that I got from Dollar Tree. And in a minute I'll show you how I made the look. I went back a lot and redid a lot of it off camera because it wasn't showing up enough. So here in a minute I have a paintbrush that I got from Dollar Tree because I was curious. I had never used them before, and I was kind of disappointed because they fray and the hairs fall out, and I kept having to trim it off, so that was a bummer. But these candle holders were really cute. They look like a feather. Here I am doing the that's truffle Waverly. It's super old. It's been in my garage, so it's goopy and gross, but hey, it works. So I just feather it on there. I didn't do it too hard because I just wanted to get the outline of the feather or the leaf or whatever this is. I'm going to say they're feathers. But yeah, brush strokes. So here I am. See, they're a little bit darker. I went in and did them darker. That's my daughter in the back painting. But I hot glued these. You can use the E6000. I didn't have any on hand at the moment, or I can't find mine actually. But a lot of people use the E6000 with the hot glue. The hot glue just makes it stick for the moment. The E6000 helps it stick forever. And I did that to both of them. Hot glued them on there. These are the vases that basically were the best fit. I kind of wanted some other ones that look like little milk bottles, the old time milk bottles, but it didn't fit in the candle holder. It was way too big, the bottom was. So these were the better pick. Now I'm just coming in and wrapping some jute twine. This one I got from Dollar Tree too. There's actually a lot on the roll. I know that there is another one that's there that has a thicker width to it. And I know a lot of people unravel it and use all three. But this one, I felt like it was little and dainty for what I was doing. So I'm just wrapping it around. I don't even know how many times I wrapped it around. I just kept going. And I do burn myself here. You'll see in a minute. Good thing that I'm doing a voiceover because I edited the bad word out. So now I just clip it off and glue it. You can't really tell where it's glued and where it's not, but yeah, here it is. Ouch. I always burn myself. And that's the finished look on that one. And then I just do the same thing to the next one. So here I'm just filling them with rocks. I got these rocks from Dollar Tree also. You can fill them with rocks, sand, whatever you wanted. I just had these rocks on hand out of another vase that I had picked up from a thrift store. This blue vase I got from a local thrift store. I think it's called Texas Thrift. And then these are the lavender picks from Walmart. They're at the bottom of the shelf at my Walmart. They're at the bottom of the shelf. Kind of have to dig through the other stuff and you can find them there. I just clipped them off. And then just stick them into the vases. They came out really cute. And here's a look at those. So these are some terracotta pots that I had picked up from Dollar Tree. And I'm just wrapping them in jute twine. I don't know what happened to the footage of me painting them, but I painted them with a Waverly white and then went over it with the truffle mixed with some Waverly white to make it like a tanner color, more of a true terracotta. And then I just sanded them down and buffed them up a little bit, make them look like they were aged, and wrapping them with jute twine just to give it something extra. And I do that to all 4 of them. And I don't know where the footage is of me painting these home letters. And I'm not sure if that M is a W or if it's an M, but hey, whatever, it worked. And this O, I sanded it down because it looked like a Q to me. I don't know. I was having issues with the letters. But I painted those with the truffle Waverly paint. And here's all 4 of them with the jute twine. Now I'm just hot gluing the letters to the front of them. I couldn't figure out whether I wanted them on the back where it looked like more jute twine tied around, but I ended up going with the front where it was all gathered in the front. And for some reason that one didn't stick. So I had to peel it off and hot glue it again. But they ended up sticking pretty good. You can also use E6000 on these, but I make things, rip them apart, use other things. So there's no point in me using E6000 because I'm always changing my mind. And here's a look at them with the letters on the front. I always spell out home or love or something like that. It's always the same thing. I don't know how many things in my house have home on them. But, I mean, it's my home, so there you go. These are boxwood, I think. Yeah, boxwood. And I got those from Walmart, too. They're also in the bottom. They're 97 cents a bushel, I guess. I just cut them off, bent the ends of them, and stuck them in the pots. Like I said, I'm always changing my mind on what goes in there. Sometimes I'll use lavender, sometimes I'll use the boxwood, sometimes I use Dollar Tree picks. But it's just, I'm always changing things up. And this one gave me a little bit of trouble, me trying to get the tag off. And here's a look at them on my shelf. I think these are really cute. They came out cute. This one is just a platter from Dollar Tree. And they have them in the wedding section. So I just picked up a big platter. I'm making a sign to hang on my wall in my living room. And I needed something else there. So I decided I would make a sign. And this one's going to say home too. I gave this plate, I think, 3 coats of paint of Waverly. You can always take it outside and spray paint it, but I didn't have any chalk paint, spray paint on hand, and I wanted it to be more of a matte. I know that another trick is Mod Podge, but in the matte, and it'll make it look like chalk paint. This is the bow that I'm going to put on to the platter. I'm not sure what kind of bow this is called. I know some people call it an Olivia bow. I'm not too certain, but it's just the bow that works for me. That's the easiest for me to make. You just loop it around, pinch it in the middle. Then you cut 2 slits on the side. Just make sure your scissors don't go all the way through. I always like to cut one a little bit, go to the other side, cut that one a little bit, and then go in and cut a little bit more on both sides. And then I just take some of the jute twine and wrap it in the middle to make it like a tie, so it cinches everything in the center part together so it doesn't fall apart. And then just twist your tail to where it's facing you. That's going to be your tail. And then just open up the flaps, and then there we go. And you're just going to puff the bow up. You can switch it and turn it any way you want. I kind of just fluff it up a little bit, and then when it's on the actual thing that I'm making, that's whenever I really fluff it and turn it and make sure that it's the way that I want it to be. I use a little bit of hot glue on the center fold. There's always a little piece in your flaps there, and I just fold it over and glue it down so it looks like a part of the bow. It's just the flap. And I burned myself again. And I realized that I made my tail way too long, so everything that I have, I use for scraps, and I just dovetailed it, and I think that's what it's called, dovetailed, and set it to the side for later. I just gave it one more quick coat of paint, and I didn't let it dry. Like I said, I don't have the matte Mod Podge on hand. I have the glossy one, but I didn't want that. So this is the sticker that I got from Dollar Tree. I was in between that one and the one that says love, but I picked this one. Actually, my son picked that one. So I just peeled it off, and what I was saying, I left it wet so that way it would act like Mod Podge and stick it to the plate, because I know these Dollar Tree stickers sometimes don't stick the best. So I wanted something wet on the bottom, and you're going to see what happened in a minute. Sorry, that's cars driving by. And there it is. So I got frustrated because I was like, oh, it's okay. No big deal. I'll fix it. And no, I got frustrated. So I ended up just going back over and painting the mess up right there. No big deal. And it worked out perfect. This is some eucalyptus that I got from Walmart also. I think this one was more expensive. I think it was $2 for the bushel. But I'm just going to take the eucalyptus and place it at the bottom. One going one way, one going the other way. And the bow's going to go in the middle. I couldn't find my wire cutters, so I was using my scissors, so it took me a little bit longer. So here I just put the glue in the middle of the bow, and I know that the eucalyptus wasn't sticking like I wanted it to, so the bow acted like a anchor for the eucalyptus, so it worked out good. And this is where I just come in and flip out the bow the way that I want it to be flipped up. And you can't see it. I totally didn't even think about me being in frame or not. But you'll get a good picture of it. Now here you can leave it white, which I probably might go back and paint it all white during spring. But right now I wanted something like that, to where it looked like enamel that was worn down, and cast iron that was worn down. A mix in between. Since it's still winter, I wanted something warm and not so bright. But that's a good thing with these DIYs. You can always go back and repaint and take things off, change the bow, whatever you want. This cost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, let's say $6 to make. So no big deal. Now I just flipped it over to make a hanger. I took some jute twine and one dab of glue on one side, and then I just make a little hanger, cut it off, and then on the other side, glue it. And I thought, well, that's probably not going to work the best. So I got the popsicle sticks that I usually use to hold stuff together. They went flying everywhere. I cut one in half and then stuck it there over the jute twine to give it some anchor so it wouldn't pull off if somebody ran past it and bumped it or something like that. And there's the finished product. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you liked it, and maybe I'll do more, maybe not. Thank you.